Mm-hmm.
Please give me an explanation how it's 60 degrees in Florida right now. Why am I still sweating?
That's true. And I'm in a whole sweatshirt with a beanie on. I purposely did this to troll you because it just described how Florida niggas just the temperature dropped 1 degree. Everybody at H&M buying a hoodie. Like, yo, relax.
It's gonna be 80 degrees next week. Stay inside the house for 1 week.
God,
You'll be alright.
bro. You know how that shit goes, man. But it felt nice. Cause you know me, I have the AC running and I have my fan in my room, right? So today I'm like, ooh, triple whammy. It's cold outside, cold inside. You know I'm a fucking polar bear, so I'm like, yeah, that's my shit, man. I feel great.
Bro, Gael always tell me, you gonna be a grumpy ass old man. Because I was telling her how I was at Dunkin' Donuts. And I'm literally just waiting in line. And I see these motherfuckers. They're just fucking Floridians. And I'm a proud Floridian, but people be doing the most in this weather. Blowing on their hot coffee.
Oh, my
Like, shut
God.
the fuck up, bro. What are you doing right now, fam?
I feel the same way when it's raining outside, a motherfucker that could easily put out an umbrella. They go get a raincoat and rain boots. I'm like, fam, we are not in fucking Alaska right now.
The only thing is with them, you know, I'm an avid umbrella person. I bring the umbrella everywhere, and people love to tell me, "Oh, Gary, you always act like it's about to be a hurricane with that little ass umbrella."
That's true.
I'm like, but then again, it's like if a nigga trying to holler at you, freaking soaking wet, you think that's a man to you? I'm gonna look at him stupid.
That's true. That's true. Welcome to another episode of These Are the Aesthetics. I go by the name of Cheech, a.k.a. your favorite shit talker, a.k.a. my life is a movie, a.k.a. I cannot tell you who I'm with right now.
In real life.
For security reasons.
In real life.
Oh, man.
I
What
go
about you, man?
I go by the name of Gary, a.k.a. in Gary We Trust, a.k.a. one of the flyest niggas you know, a.k.a. my slump day is your best day, a.k.a. it takes two people to be in the HOV lane.
Okay, the shots are starting to come early. For my fellow fashion enthusiasts, I wanted to have a little fun with the outfit today, as you see. I know Gary was making his little jokes about me right now. Yeah, I'm giving y'all a lesson on toning right now. You know what I mean? So
I like it. It's just what my dad always drilled in my fucking head is remember I would say 2008, 2009, whatever Lil Wayne really started wearing beanies with everything, or anyone was just wearing beanies, and I would wear the beanie on my head just like that with my fade. I think I'm the flyest nigga. Meanwhile, my freaking ears are freaking red as fuck.
Oh, yeah.
My dad was like, "You look stupid."
But every black people, we put the little spice and the little drip on shit. Like we don't, you know what I mean? You're supposed to tie up your shoes. We rock it untied. We try to make every little thing cool, and we try to. We add a little sauce to it.
Yeah, man. We make everything cool so little Timmy and Target can be fly.
You know what I mean? Yeah, the inspiration got to come from somewhere. Well, how are you feeling, sir? The weather changed, but ain't shit really changed with you because you stay inside no matter what. So how's the week been treating you?
Man, I've been having a freaking roller coaster of a fucking week. This week really freaking taught me is just yo, these are the moments in life that's supposed to mold you for the rest of your life. In your mid-20s, you really start to be all right, nothing's a fucking surprise anymore. No. When you really think you got some shit, you really ain't got that shit.
Nope. But like I was telling you, because we're really friends behind closed doors, we have these conversations. But what I was trying to tell Gary is the way to kind of look at what we're going through right now in this stage in our lives is I much rather go through the trials and tribulations now in my 20s than going through it in my 30s. Because I rarely see people feeling bad for people 30 and up. It's like, man, you're a man now. Suck it up. Shut up. You should have made better decision as a kid in your teenage years or in your 20s. But in your 20s, you're an adult. But everybody's watching you with a closed eye, all right, nigga, you got 4 more years. Yeah, even your parents, are looking at you all right, nigga, you got 2.5 years to get the fuck out of my house. So make it count.
I saw a funny ass fucking tweet. I retweeted yesterday, and
man.
someone said that at 28 years old, my mom had had a house and was married and had me. At 28 years old,
That's true.
Look how times has fucking changed, bro. But at the end of the day, I really can't complain about much. I'm breathing and I have my freedom, so I'm happy at the end of the day.
When I think about it too, man, we blessed and highly favored, and the reason why I say that is me and you, like I've previously said on the show, we live a privileged lifestyle. Like, we don't have to eat out every day. You can easily go home and microwave some noodles. Niggas is picking and choosing between Chipotle and LaGrange. That's a luxury.
You should. We have an air fryer.
Of course. Some niggas only got $2 to get a McChicken and to go about their business and ask for a free water cup.
What McDonald's you going to that McChicken is $2?
I haven't been to McDonald's. It used to be $2.14, no?
It used to be $1.
Oh, shit. Yeah, it used to be $1 in high school.
McDonald's had $1 menu once upon a time.
Oh, see, I'm disconnected from the culture already. But
oh, you poor thing. That's all.
But yeah, man, like certain things we complain about, between us. It's like, nigga, you don't have to. I mean, we don't need that, but it's the little thing. But we gonna be all right because we just gotta pray and do our best. When life gets tough, take my advice. Pray, do as much as you can, and leave the rest up to God. Whatever God you believe in. If you believe in a fucking tree, that's your business. But
of course,
believe in something.
I had a convo with someone, and then someone said that, you ever go through so much shit, and you look up to the sky, and like, God, I get it. Can we change past now?
Can you please close that chapter?
Well, how are you doing at that? I don't know if you said how you were doing.
I'm good, man. I'm good. My job learned a lesson. Because they cut, my hours trying to be funny about some shit. And now, season is picking back up. People are coming. Oh, we need our best employee back.
Oh, of course.
So let's get them back here on our good side. But, yeah, man, I'm good. I'm getting my hours back. I started back going to the gym. And I'm having the discipline that I lacked before now. I'm eating cleaner, so I'm feeling a lot better. I'm having full nights of sleep. Shout outs to the porn sites too for knocking me out when I can't naturally knock out. Now we gonna keep it real. Sometimes you gotta make love to yourself before you go to bed. And I'm not gonna come here high and mighty like, God, no masturbation. Ugh. Nah, as a man, you already know you got to give it up to yourself sometimes.
Hey, man. Please yourself sometimes keeps you out of jail.
It saves you money.
It saves you money.
Yeah, man.
And time.
That's true. Well, let's get started with music. Is there anything you listening to that dropped that you kind of rushed to? Did you download any music? Or did, some of your favorite people release anything that you are having fun with right now?
I'm not gonna lie. Lately, what I've been bumping is you put me onto him, Real Boston Richie. I'm not gonna lie. It's his music. You can tell he's from Florida. I think he's from I don't know where he's from. He's from North Florida, either Tampa or Jacksonville. Sorry if I'm wrong about that. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. His music is I was this shit actually freaking ride. And that song with him and Future, I'm thinking Bullseye.
Bullseye Part 2.
Oh man. And him and Rob 49, that you been putting me onto the ratchet shit.
Houston girls.
Oh yeah, that and of course the Lil Baby album. It's Only Me, and I know we're gonna have our own opinions about that. But what you been listening to?
I've been bumping to that new Lil Baby album. There's a few songs that I don't like, or I'm not gonna say I don't like, that I'm not feeling right now. But you already know how that goes. Sometimes it takes for you to have a late night drive to get the song. Sometimes it takes for you to be around a whole bunch of women to get the song. Sometimes you got to be around a whole bunch of street niggas to get the song.
Or just outside your house.
Sometimes it sounds better in the club with some booty clapping in front of your face.
Hey.
Girls who make some shit hot in the span of a second,
That's how these rappers make their money.
Exactly. So, Lil Baby, I think he definitely, I could hear the growth. I could hear, and I think he purposely did this album with less features than usual because he wanted to show people that he could stand on his own, right? We didn't see any Drake, we didn't see any Future, we didn't see any, you feel me? Like we saw, a little ESTG, Young Thug, and stuff like that, but it wasn't overwhelming to the point, on which he used to kind of drop projects and singles and stuff. They killed him for the single he dropped. Not a lot of people were feeling it, but what I usually tell people is give an album a chance. Give it about 2 weeks. Play it in different settings. If you don't fuck with it, yeah. If you don't fuck with it, then you don't fuck with it. If you do, then again, hopefully it entertains you. But more of my bag is Alex Vaughn, R&B artist, dropped a project called The Hurt Book. I've been sliding to that. It's kind of bringing the old classic '90s R&B sound back. I like that. I like a good gloomy weather soundtrack, so I could get in my bag and text my favorite girl some bullshit that I don't mean for the moment.
Down road music for you?
Yeah, of course.
But like even like with the Lil Baby album, like I like the album. Like he delivered what he was supposed to. The only thing with the album is like I think I told you before is that it's just. Some of the music sounded a little dated to me, like the Pooh Shiesty song. Like you can tell that's from like 2020, 2019.
The Young Thug record too.
The Young Thug record sounded a little dated, and I feel like I know I might get some scrutiny for this, but I feel like the album is missing that YSL like aura, if you know what I'm talking about. Because any rapper who drops an album, you're going to hear that Atlanta sound mostly from the YSL like crew. You're going to get that Gunna feature, multiple Young Thug features. You're going to get the Wheezy, the Turbo beats,
the Future.
Future, like I feel like some of the like that aura is just not into this album. It's just the album just feel like it's missing something. Like it don't really a track doesn't stand out like yo, bro, run that shit right back. Like it don't. I haven't experienced it yet after a couple of listens. But I'm not too mad at the album.
Well, it's definitely a cool project. But my last thing on this, like I said, I feel like he went towards the route like I don't need too many features to kind of stand on my own. And also you could tell that he kind of like locked in with maybe 2 or 3 producers that he really fuck with that are not that might not necessarily be mainstream, but I mean you get the Lil Baby, you get the braggadocious, you get the love song, you get the I don't blow my money on bitches song, you know what I mean? You get the classic what comes with Lil Baby pretty much.
And he's not even on some street shit majority of the time in the album.
Nah, he's very evolved, man. He's one of these youngins that he definitely has an old soul, and he's trying to leave the street shit behind, and you could tell like based on the moves that he's making, like and the people he's associating himself with. Coming from that, thank God I don't have too many Miami niggas as friends. Thank God I don't spend too much time on South Beach. And thank God I don't have a lot of scammer friends. And thank God I don't broadcast for you young niggas out there the people that I'm fucking with, my love interest, and I don't move off of what my dick wants. Thank God for that. But publicly, but Gary, roll it out for us. Because I was seeing all this shit while I was at work.
Oh man. So I was looking at this shit on my phone, and I would like to say, first off, introducing this topic, I'm glad I don't drink.
Especially Hennessy.
So apparently they're Miami.
Wait, I got a joke.
Oh my god! Can I roll it out first?
You know how Kanye got a song, no more parties in LA, no more parties in South Beach or Miami.
No more parties in Miami.
Go ahead.
Oh my god, that's sick. No more parties in Miami. So apparently, I found this story, and it was first titled "Miami's under construction." So when I first read that, I'm like, yeah, Miami's always under fucking construction.
Yeah.
But no, the streets was under construction. So because apparently there was a trans woman by the nickname of Hennessy that was on demon time, and apparently she went through, I guess, like the inner cities of Miami, and she partied with a lot of like local popular people. Scammers.
And rappers.
Scammers, possibly rappers, and YouTube creators.
Content creators.
Content creators.
Oh, man.
And also, so basically what this what this woman Hennessy did is that she slept with multiple people from the range of 25 and 50 people. What a lot of guys are not really telling them that she was originally a man, that she was trans. She didn't tell these guys that like they were trans, and she was like went on a whole rampage on Twitter, Instagram, exposing all these dudes who she slept with. So, saying that, do you want to go serious or do you want to get the jokes out first?
Let's get the serious shit out first. It's just from an adult standpoint, right? There's two things. I blame both parties. I blame her, and I'm not gonna even call them victims because they didn't know they were being.
Technically, they victims.
They didn't know they were being preyed on because you could tell this was premeditated.
Are they victims?
Huh?
They victims.
No, they're victims out, after the fact when they realized that she was a man. But I'm pretty sure, like in the act or when they were pursuing her. Or they was trying to get their nut off, they weren't thinking about that.
The only reason I'm gonna say they victims is because 9 times out of 10, you don't really know when you about to get robbed.
No, of course.
So you could have thought you was with your homie, but no, you was a victim the whole time. You just didn't know it yet.
Of course, I'm gonna start with that. First of all, this was premeditated, which is fucked up
and nasty.
and nasty. And I think I'm one of those people that I stand on the fact that you should be honest about yourself and the people that you have sex with. You have a responsibility to kind of be on the same page and to be transparent with those people. Because I don't separate that from somebody having a sexually transmitted disease or HIV. You get what I'm saying? Like if something is going on, you're not able to function properly, or you give me some shit that I have to deal with for the rest of my life, I expect you to tell me that. And I'm not comparing that to her being, trans or whatever, right? But it's like, if you like somebody, be open with them and let them know who you are and what your intent is. And if they want to deal with that and deal with you, then it's a go. You get what I'm saying? You can't sit there and say you identify as a woman and then kind of shame guys for wanting you because they felt like you looked like a woman. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly like a woman.
So you being contradictory. You feel me? So if you want to identify as a woman, you got to do what every woman does. Cool. These niggas probably fucked you or had a night of passion with you and moved on and tried you. But that's what women every day got to deal with. You get what I'm saying? Sometimes it doesn't go beyond the bedroom sometimes in a lot of, relationship or situationships. On the victim side, the dudes that were fooled, after the fact is y'all got to pay attention to the things that y'all do. Like y'all can't just start drinking and have a horny moment and go out and try to fuck anything that you see. Like,
that's not moving on your dick.
You got to be mindful. You get what I'm saying? And do your research on the people that you interact with. Because you easily could have got robbed. I see a lot of y'all, she was posting like, oh, this was my apartment. This was when so-and-so came to my apartment. Like, y'all niggas got to be aware of where y'all go, especially if y'all known. If I'm a well-known scammer and I always have money with me, I'm flaunting cars and trips and money on Instagram, you could easily be a target to be robbed. So I put that on that same level. So you gotta be careful and be aware of your surroundings and whose house you go to, who you affiliate and associate yourself with, and whatever happened to niggas being low key. That's the end of my take.
Well, my take is just like I was pretty much disgusted by that. Everything going on that day, it was just complete nastiness. Because apparently, like, when some bullshit happened, someone in the group chat is all of a sudden is Channel 5. They just throwing you every single detail going on in the story. Now we seeing pictures of what this person looks like, what they still have, what they didn't cut off. And it's just really sad, man, because 9 times out of 10 when like niggas is out trying to have a good time, they around some like beautiful women. And I'm only speaking as like heterosexual men that just go out to have a good time. 9 times out of 10, depending on the circle you're at, you're not thinking like, oh shoot, this person is like possibly trans. That's not the first thing coming to your mind. It's like, oh, there's like a beautiful woman here. Because not saying that everyone doesn't have the freedom to hang around who they hang around with, but it's like these niggas was bamboozled at the end of the day. And like I seen what this person looks like. It's been posted all over the internet. yes, the person has manly features, but
The person is a man. What you mean the person has manly features?
because she transformed
The
into
face is strong as fuck. You could clearly see the Adam's apple. You could clearly see the shoulder being broad.
But you're saying that as a sober man.
Fam, I've never been that drunk. Whatever them niggas was on, it was more than Hennessy. It was more than Coke. It was more than whatever.
Because let's keep it real. She had all the assets that most men look for. She had the fake titties, the fake ass, the fake hair, makeup. It's like she disguised herself well. You gotta give the person credit on that level.
The face though.
But we're saying that because like I was watching the show Atlanta, and I didn't even know like one of the stars that was in the episode, I want to say 7 in season 3, the person that led that episode was a transgender, and I had no idea until I actually zoomed in, like, oh shoot. And then, can I say that?
We might have to bleep it out, but keep going.
But after I figured out who it was, it looks bad obvious. Now, I wanted to ask you now, has there ever been a situation where it's like, not that you were hanging around a female that was a man, did you know any other stories, or did you ever encounter with a trans person not knowing they were trans?
I mean, I work with a gay guy that's super cool, but he acts like a regular guy. So he doesn't do the voice, he doesn't do the walk and the makeup. He doesn't take it to that level, right? But I also work with another guy that does the voice, he does the makeup, and you could clearly tell like he's in the process of transitioning. Like some of them like want to transition and do the surgeries, but they probably can't afford it yet. And some of them just identify as that, and that's how they see themselves in the mirror, and that's how they want to be treated. You feel me? I've partied with these people, I've seen them around, and by the way, I try my best to not be naive through certain situations. I'll be in a section, and if I see some manly features, you got a choker on, like I'm gonna try.
That's arrest.
And make sure that. You know what I mean?
So if you see Cheech in the club choking a bitch,
I'm not choking nobody.
He's just trying to figure out, are you a woman?
Nah, but there's stupid. But there's a little test, that you run. And every guy, sometimes you meet somebody that you gotta look twice and be like, I mean, and another a good one is, just check around the house. If you go to that person's house, check around the house.
You don't see any like maxi pads or?
Yeah, of course. You go to the bathroom, or she says she's going to the bathroom. You hear the piss coming out, like flushing, like like a flood, hose. Like a water hose. Run.
There's no baby pictures.
Yeah, like do your research, man. That's my last thing on this. Do your research and careful who you interact with, man.
See, like I remember when I was at a party, and I believe you and Reese were there. We were in Miami, of all places. We were in Miami, and then
don't put me in that shit, dog. Here you go, and now you remember all the parties we used to go to, huh? 1 minute you in a relationship, you don't remember shit we did in college. Now all of a sudden, yeah, you were with me, man.
That's not how the story was gonna go. What I was gonna say is I remember when we were probably 19, 20.
That.
There was a big party in Miami. No, I'm not gonna put that. I'm not gonna do that. I'm leaving him out of this. I'm not gonna put him in this. All I'm gonna say is that there was 2 individuals. Good. I spotted out first because I don't know if it's just my Jamaican senses.
Oh man!
But I saw the nose was a little too big. Like the facial features was a little broad. Mm-hmm. And I don't drink, so I'm aware of everything. So, and I see the person, and everyone is daggering this person. They're in the mosh pit circle where everyone's trying to get a dance. And then I see this person, and then I respectfully 2-step my way to the back.
Okay.
And then I'm like, oh, okay, but I did it respectfully. But the only thing is, why I didn't accept this is come on, you letting all these niggas dagger you, knowing damn well you a nigga.
I feel that. I mean, that's not how my version of the story went, but I'm gonna let you ride.
What's your version?
You know, I gotta create a narrative. And that's the day Gary decided to be in a relationship.
I'm not gonna let you do that. Not gonna let you do that.
I'm joking. I got a joke. Well, and on a little bit more of serious news, we saw a debacle on the internet this week that everybody's been talking about and everybody's been feeling empathetic and sympathetic about. 50 Cent versus his son, right? A lot of people say it's a sad situation. A lot of people say it's a realistic situation that fathers go through this, parents go through this every day in America. But you know, I just want to start by saying, like father, like son. I'm gonna just start as far as the trolling aspect of things, like father, like son. But to kind of give you guys an idea of what's going on, 50 Cent, 25-year-old son, was caught on live talking about how much child support he received from his father, and he was saying like $6,700 is not enough. He was saying like, oh, that's not enough if you look at how many things, where I gotta live, how I gotta eat the lifestyle I deserve, I need. And a lot of people are calling him entitled. A lot of people saying, yo, dog, a lot of people don't even make that in a month in America. And the biggest point, and the biggest thing that people pointed out is that child support, whichever parent, you know, gives the child support, they're supposed to give half of what they think you need to live a good life, and the other parent has to contribute the other half. So realistically, coming together, it should be $13,000 in change going into to you know, fund this kid. You know, whether that's for college, for his music career, for whatever it is that he wants to do in life, right? I was a little bit confused because I was aware that child support stops when you were 18, but he's 25, and he's still, you know, bitching about $6,700. So my first take, you know, before I let you go is, nigga, if it's not enough, get a job. But go ahead, Gary. How do you feel about this situation?
How I feel about the situation is that I wouldn't even say who's right and who's wrong. It's just I understand both sides. But I would both say it's like, even I could say both parties is wrong. I don't even know if I could say anyone is really right in this in this story.
I disagree with that because 50 Cent was minding his own business and he was online disclosing, you know, legal shit, legal matters.
So first off, I'm gonna get into my perspective from the kid's perspective. Because I actually seen this not firsthand but secondhand. I have someone in the family who actually went through this, like really similar situation. So if 50 Cent's son is like, I understand like he's 25 years old, he'd be like, fam, why are you still crying, and get a job. That's what the consensus is pretty much saying, correct?
Or move on from whatever, like get to know your father now. Like whatever, you know, idea you had of him growing up that your mom told you, or whatever the public opinions are, like now you're a man, you can formulate your own opinion. So now get to know the man and talk to him and see why he wasn't present or lack thereof. You get what I'm saying? Instead of going with the popular opinion that, oh, he ain't shit, he's just sending money and he don't care about having a relationship with me.
All right, so in the kid's perspective now is that even though all that you said is correct, but say if like you're 25 years old and everyone knows that you're 50 Cent's son, it's very evident you're 50 Cent's son. Y'all look exactly alike. Mm-hmm. Now you gotta look at like his mental state when it comes to like, fam, like if I can't really afford to live on my own, and my father's 50 Cent, aka one of the best rappers to ever come out of New York. He has stars power. He's a very successful. He has Tycoon Weekend. He has all these liquor endorsement deals. But fam, it's like, not saying that his kid is struggling, but it's like, yo, fam, like he feels like he should get some of that as well because his father wasn't there for him in life. I understand there's a lot of people, especially black people, who don't get the chance to meet their real parent. But if everyone finds out, like, yo, fam, if my dad is really successful, I believe I'm kind of entitled to it. The reason why I understand his perspective, because fam, if you're 25 years old, do you know how embarrassing it is if you're like literally working at freaking Trader Joe's, if you're working in a mall, people are like, yo, fam, you 50 Cent's son. Why are you here? You should be like literally out with all them niggas with Fabulous and all them. That's how like I see his point. The reason why
So
like
I guess what I'm understanding is like you feel like he wants to be like one of Diddy's sons, be on the scene,
Exactly.
like not having a real
That's
job,
that's what
getting a
owed
big
to him,
allowance
the
to go out
lifestyle.
to party. So you think he's
Exactly.
bitching more so about the lifestyle that he feels like he deserves, or truly $6,700, which is almost $7,000, is not enough?
I would say it's,
a month.
It's really the lifestyle. And even to 50's point of view, it's like I understand why he's upset, because like, fam, you 25 years old, get a fucking job, make it how you live. But you gotta remember from 50 Cent's point of view as well, is like, yo, man, 50 got shot 9 times. We don't say that enough. 50 is built from a different cloth. 50 probably like, I don't hear anything about 50's dad, do you?
No.
So he grew up in a different environment where he feels like what he went through, if anyone else can make it out the mud exactly like what he did, which is not true. Mm-hmm. I just see like both sides of the spectrum. I'm not saying anyone's right, and I'm not saying like everyone's wrong, but I understand why both parties are disgruntled at the end of the day.
Okay. I've said this before on the pod, and I'll say it again. At some point, we're gonna have to stop blaming our parents for our decisions. You get what I'm saying? You're a quarter of a century years old. You get what I'm saying? Like, at some point, you have to be your own man, and at some point, you can't just live off your father's name forever. Your father built his name from the dirt. You get what I'm saying? Like, built something out of nothing. Sold drugs, got involved with the wrong niggas, fucking survived 9 shots, did music, was on top of music. Now he's doing TV, he's doing stadium world tours, he's doing parties, he has cognacs and liquors and all that stuff. Like, I understand you can sit there and you feel like you deserve all that, but it's at the discretion of your father. You get what I'm saying? Like, you don't get this lifestyle because your entitlement would be bigger. Like, you getting 7,000 and you feel like it's not enough. How much do you think you need off my money a month for you to live the lifestyle of a rapper? You get what I'm saying? Like,
I get it.
And again, from the business, not to over talk or to keep going about this, but I feel like 50 Cent is a reasonable person. If my son comes to me, and I've seen that with Shaq's son too, he publicly speak about that all the time. If I'm 50 Cent, I understand that my son, my estranged son, is disgruntled on how he was brought up, and he might have some type of beef with me because I was not in his life as much as he wanted me to. You get what I'm saying? I get that. If you come to me with a business proposition, hey, Dad, I want to have my own liquor. Invest in this. Can you please invest in that? Or can I act in one of your shows to get a bag so I could make my own living and make my own name? I could understand 50 being fair enough to be like, you know what? You're not directly asking me for money, and you're not asking me for free shit. You're asking for an opportunity. Here you go, my son. Let me show you the way. Let me give you my contacts so you could be straight. The way you approaching that situation is all wrong, bro. You get more bees with honey. You get what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of this shit, this is why I hate this era. All this was not supposed to be on the internet. You want a relationship with your father? I'm pretty sure you have his number. The court system has his number.
What if you don't
the
answer?
Lawyers got his number.
What if you don't answer? Now this is where I chime in now. I'm glad you brought up the point. Maybe he's just a disgruntled person that is just upset that his father wasn't in his life. Now the only part where upsets me is how hypocritical society is. Remember the rumors that Jay-Z apparently has a daughter outside of Beyonce? Remember that rumor? And there's another rumor that Dr. Dre has a daughter that like lives in her car. Fam, if I realize my dad is a billionaire and I'm sleeping in my car, I'm gonna be tight. You have all rights to be disgruntled. Not saying that like that should be like take over your life. Like, oh, you should stop doing in life. You can't success because you don't have your father's access. But I'm saying this society and the internet came to their defense because they women. But what happens when a man literally cries on the internet and says like, yo, fam, I'm not happy. I just want to see my father. Then we clowning him.
I don't think that's true, because I overheard 50 Cent talk on this show about the situation, and he was like, yo, sometimes when you pray for success, you don't pray for all the things that come with that. You get what I'm saying? Like, and sometimes, and I'll say it and I'll get all the scrutiny for it, and this is my thought and my thought only. Sometimes because the relationship didn't work, now the relationship between you and your son's mother or your daughter's mom, it affects the relationship you're supposed to have with your kid. We didn't work out, but my relationship with my kid should be fine. But sometimes people take that personal, men or women. You get what I'm saying? Because they might feel like, all right, cool, like, you was a piece of shit, you cheated on me and you did me wrong. I'm not going to allow you to be in your kid's life now because I feel like you might do the same. No, my love for my kid and my love for you could be two different things. You get what I'm saying? And again, I stand on just being mature about how you go about things. Again, I'll say it again, there's a better way that he could have went about this situation. I'm pretty sure you could contact like 50's manager, the lawyers, or even your mom. Because if something happens to you, somebody's going to find your dad's number and let him know. But somebody has 50's number. You could go behind the scenes and rectify and mend that relationship. You don't have to embarrass your father that you're trying to have a relationship with at this stage and in both of y'all lives in this manner.
But do we know for sure if 50 wanted to have a relationship with his son? Is that public knowledge yet?
It doesn't matter. I just don't like the internet shit.
But that's my perspective. Do we know if 50 want to have a relationship with his son? Even though, yes, I'm pretty sure the mom has something to fuel it, and I'm pretty sure that's why
I don't think he does. I don't think he does.
Okay, and
rightfully so.
And that's what I have issue to. And that's just my personal opinion only, is that all black men, if you have a son, daughter, if you have a child, and it wasn't your idea, or you didn't agree for the child to be born, you need to be in that child's life regardless. That's how I'm gonna look at it. But every single time.
But Gary, in life, you have to give something to get something. You have to let that hurt go. You have to let that pride go. You have to let those thoughts that you had about your father. Y'all both got to come to the table with a blank slate. But when you have this preconceived notion that my dad is a piece of shit and my mom has been telling me that for 24 years, you coming in the room being too aggressive.
But saying your logic, this 50's son is trying to get to the table. As what the internet shows, 50's not trying to get to the table using your logic.
No, but 50 also shows and talks about how his son has been around a bunch of his enemies. You hanging out with Floyd. You know I don't fuck with Floyd. You in the club when I show up and you leaving. You hanging around a whole bunch of street niggas trying to act like you tough.
Fam, that's his son, not his homie. So fuck all that street shit.
I understand,
Let's be real. Fuck all that street shit. We did shit to make our parents upset. Get over it. You my parent.
Great. But you an adult now. So you're a man now. Now it's man-to-man conversation.
You know how many times Ghost could have killed Tariq and he didn't? Because of what? He's his fucking son.
I understand, Gary. I'm just saying, if you're upset with your dad, you're not going to go on the internet on Instagram and start airing your dad out. It's immature. You're going to go home. You're going to say, Dad, can we have a conversation? Can we have a moment outside? You're going to step outside and address the issue for what it is. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to get anything resolved by blasting a person. Because now I'm separating myself from you because I'm not trying to be in that mess. I'm trying to sign people. I'm trying to work with deals in certain companies behind closed doors. You're not going to fuck my face value out here for that.
I hear you, but if we all being realistic, if we have a parent that's doing more than well enough in life, they're billionaire, they up a lot of millions, and I'm literally living in a two apartment house, and I don't got a whip.
That's your entitlement.
All I'm gonna say is everybody would be tight, and we would all feel some type of way. I'm gonna be honest today. Everybody, I'm pretty sure you would too. And if you say you don't, you lying.
No, I wouldn't. If it's my fault that me and my dad don't have a relationship, then I'm gonna own that. I think that's his fault. Because when you were at the age where you could think for yourself, you did not take the necessary steps to be cool. Like, I'm at the age now where I'm questioning everything. And guess what? My mom got to sit there. My dad got to sit there and take it. I'm going through that now. Okay, cool. You said I said this, but when you told me this was not that. So what's up with that? Oh, I'm an adult. I had my reasons. Okay, I have my reasons now. I'm just saying we're in the age of information. And again, if we're gonna be adults about shit, let's be adults about shit. But if I'm gonna be 25 in real life and a little boy inside crying for help, then it's not gonna work, bro. Like I said.
What Kanye said, when daddy's not home, the family's in danger.
All right, man. And by the way, we gonna get right into that shit too. That's our next thing.
We can get right into it, man.
What's going on now? What's going on now with Kanye and the path that he's on? Like, who's affected now?
All right, so obviously, like, it sucks that we keep talking about Kanye. Like, I feel like it feels like every week at this point. But Kanye has been on like another Instagram rant, another Twitter rant, so much shit. Like Kanye, I feel like Kanye pissed off another people to like a different level, because apparently Kanye's even at the point where it's like he has beef with every single genre. He went on Twitter blasting everyone, saying, "Oh, you weren't there when my family took away my kids from me, this and that." He just literally going crazy on everyone on Instagram. So Instagram kind of like restricted his account. Twitter restricted his account, and of course, Kanye needed a platform to go give his thoughts. He went to LeBron's and Maverick Carter's the show The Shop, aired a whole episode with Kanye, and apparently Kanye had the same hateful speech and like basically being like very disrespectful to the Jewish community, people, executives that work in record labels, Adidas. Anyone who got a problem with Kanye is like basically saying, fuck everybody, I'm airing everyone out. He did that on The Shop, and they literally said, you know what, we're not going to put this episode out. So, of course, where does Kanye go? Where niggas can be niggas. Drink Champs.
Okay. So
Kanye did a whole episode of Drink Champs, said everything that was on his mind, pissed off a lot of people, and that's even like a whole nother subject. I can even keep going. There's just so much shit happened in the span of like 2 to 3 days. Kanye literally said false narratives about George Floyd, disrespecting the Jewish community again. Then all of a sudden, the Drink Champs episode gets deleted as well. So what I really want to say is that, well, the first question, and we didn't really have it on here, but I really want to ask you this question. Is Kanye canceled? And can Kanye be canceled?
Again, my thoughts on canceling Kanye is a tricky one, because like I said, we don't know if this is a cry for help. We don't know if he's being him, because we always see him by himself with a security and a driver. We don't see a publicist. We don't see a lawyer. So you can't really blame anyone else for this behavior, but it's like he has a track record of getting out of character and going on an apology tour, and we're so forgiving, we forgive him. You get what I'm saying? Because of, his talent, and because we feel sympathetic for him and stuff like that. So again, asking me if Kanye can be canceled, yes, he could be canceled by certain communities and from certain places, but is he gonna be canceled to a point where it's gonna affect him and how he moves? I don't think so. You get what I'm saying? Like, we seen obviously JP Morgan cut ties with him in anything Yeezy. There's talks that Lil Baby and Drake don't associate themselves with him. There's talks that, he can't go on a lot of platforms and spew all that shit that he was talking about. You get what I'm saying? Like, and a lot of people are distancing themselves, from him. Adidas, Balenciaga, Gap. So, but again, that's what happens to a degree when somebody becomes this powerful. They can use their powers for good or for bad. Do I think Kanye needs help? Yes. Do I think he needs people around him that can kind of guide him into the proper direction? Yes. Again, the only thing I can say about this topic to not feel like I'm pleading for him or on his side is pray for him. And hopefully he gets the help that he needs, or at least the right information that he needs from the right sources to guide him. Because I feel like Kanye just talks from how he feels and what he feels in the moment. He doesn't. It's not like I don't think Kanye ever pulls out his phone throughout the day and goes, you know what? Let me look more into this. Like, I just watched the movie. Let me see if cars could actually fly outside. Let me not just assume that there's flying cars. You get what I'm saying? So I think Kanye has a childish brain, man. He's very easily impressionable, and he just needs the right people around him to kind of guide him through this. Or he needs therapy. You know?
So I would say that no, I don't think Kanye will ever officially be canceled because he's just too big of a figure. He has too many fans and he's too influential. So that's my personal opinion. That I think can Kanye be canceled? I don't think he can. So another question I had is I want to give like what are your thoughts on the Drink Champs episode being posted and then deleted? I'm gonna get my take first. Real quick.
Go ahead.
Let me do some talking.
Yeah, of course.
I'm joking. So my thoughts on it is at first I was like, oh, this is a violation of the First Amendment. Why can't he come out? And even though he's spilling like non-factual statistics, why isn't he allowed to give his to basically express his thoughts and opinions on platforms? And I was thinking it out, and someone had to check me on it. He's like, yo, bro, like I understand that like the First Amendment, like in this country, everyone has the freedom of speech. But certain places where you give your opinion, they have rules and regulations and guidelines.
Of course.
That's something that I really had to like click on my head because like bro, let's be honest. You can't go on Drink Champs and talk shit about Diddy. Let's be like, bro, Diddy owns Revolt.
Sure.
You can't insult him on a platform that he has stake in.
Of course.
And another thing that like what I realized too with Kanye is that like he's misinformed.
Of course.
He's easily influenced. And when Kanye goes on a rant and he says stuff that's possibly not 100% true, there's a lot of people who's going to take that information. So you know what? It has to be right because Kanye said it, and that's what makes him look dangerous. Mm-hmm. And another thing why I didn't like too is the fact that by the way, I'm a big Drink Champs fanatic. I watch a lot of episodes, but I didn't appreciate kind of Nori backpedaling on basically putting out the episode. Because he knew exactly what it was going to do. It was going to do the numbers. You're going to get the subscribers. You're going to get more notoriety, and he knew it was going to be the most talked about thing probably for the rest of the year. But my issue is that you went on an apology tour on the Breakfast Club at Hot 97, and saying, you know what, I should have did this, and that. Like, fam, like even though like yeah, we do have a platform, we have a podcast. All of this what we're doing requires some form of journalism.
Of course.
Like, you have to literally stand on, if you have someone on the guest, you have to put it out there, oh, these are his opinions. And even if you believe something's wrong, say he's wrong, because if you don't chime in too much, you're just going to look like you're agreeing with him. So, yeah, man, there's so much shit to talk about, but, like, the thing is, like, with the Kanye scenario, it's not surprising that, like, apparently, like, he bought, like, a whole, like, app, like another platform, and he's already, like, posting on it, so he can like literally give his opinion because by the looks of it, he looks like he's canceled pretty much everywhere right now for the moment.
Mm-hmm. Shit. Where do I start? I think in the media space, what tends to happen is a lot of people go out of their way to chase moments, right? And this is one of the reasons why I love the Joe Budden podcast so much is because it's not heavily guest based, and Joe is himself on and off air. You get what I'm saying? Like, and I don't have to chase people to come here to talk to me to be relevant in the culture, right? Mm-hmm. And this is also the reason why we don't have a mic with us and we going on South Beach stopping people on the side of the street to answer questions and do all that goofy shit that I see on TikTok all the time. Shout out to everyone that go about their business model that way, but that's just not what we do. I could easily be, in the lobby of any record label right now, try to catch an interview or try to chase an artist and beg an artist to come here. I could be in niggas' DMs to come here, to come spew hate and to come talk about their music. But guess what? It wouldn't be authentic because that's not what we choose to do. You feel me? Primarily, we do this to talk to people we love and shine the light on things that we care about in the people that we see that are doing something good in the community. So whether we grow 2 guests, 2 subscribers a year, I'm fine with that. Because my intention starting with this, with our original phone call, Gary, is, hey, how do you feel about doing something and growing a brand and developing a brand? We might not make no money from it originally, but if it kicks off, we potentially could be rich off doing this. You feel me? And again, Nori, you already have your classic Kanye moment. You had your interview earlier this year. He gave you 2 back-to-back. You get what I'm saying? You should have, if you loved them the way I feel like you love and respect them, you should have chose not to do that one. We don't have to do everything for content. You don't have to be goofy for content. You get what I'm saying? Like, you too big of a platform to scrutinize your whole business because of one man. I get it. Kanye is very respected. Kanye is big ticket. When Kanye is attached to something, it's gonna go. We see what happens with products and things that he sells. But at the same time, when somebody is retroactive, leave it alone. When somebody throw a grenade, it's not the time to go look to see where the grenade was thrown. Nigga, duck.
Yo, can I say something real quick? Is that I'm hating the cap that's going around amongst other creators who own platforms. They say like, oh, like everyone's seeing Kanye like freaking doing all this crazy shit, I would not let him come on my platform and say all that goofy shit. Cap. That is completely cap. If Kanye literally called us at the end and said, yo, I want to get on your platform because I can't go anywhere else, we're saying yes. We're fucking saying yes.
Duh. Would we have a meeting with Kanye before we go about this episode? Yes. Would we do pre-production? Yes. Would we talk to his lawyers and people who are his handlers and let them know what we can do? Yes. Would we have to hire people to edit this episode? Yes.
No. Well, I have to ask you now because like, and even I was looking at this too, like, because when we do these episodes, I'm the last person that really sees the final product before it goes to the masses.
Exactly.
So it's a lot of pressure on me sometimes. So I can't imagine the 10 to 15 people who look over the podcast of like bigger platforms.
Of course.
So, and another issue is like, I know people are going to be like, oh, why the fuck would you want to have Kanye on your platform? Like, fam, we're a small-based podcast. We know having Kanye here at this moment, how much it would do for the rest of our lives. Like, our podcast is never going to be the same. We're probably going to be monetized probably the same week.
Of course.
So, and another thing I want to say, too, is, like, you mentioned, like, Drink Champs. Like, he already had the Kanye interview earlier this year. Like, I feel like with Noriega, he already scored a touchdown, and this third Kanye interview, he kind of just spiked it a little too during the celebration. And with Joe Budden has the right to say, "Oh, I don't need Kanye," because you don't need Kanye. You're like one of the top 10, top 15 podcasts in the country right now. You don't really need the clout because you already have the consistent income of your daily
fan
followers.
Base.
And you already have the fan base. With us now is like, or any other platform. Sometimes you need those moments because that's gonna really jumpstart the career you're looking for.
I don't mind the moments, bro. If we have Tory Lanez here and he says some wild shit we didn't expect him to say, he says something, for example, about the Megan case. Of course, it's gonna be big news. Of course, this clip is gonna be floating around Shade Room, Hollywood Unlocked. It would do numbers. It would do well for this pod. But it has to organically happen. When you chase the moments, you look goofy. Again, you have a responsibility. The last thing I want to say is we have responsibility. I consider myself a journalist now. I can't come here. Yes, if I'm fucking off and I'm saying I'm talking shit, I'm talking shit. But if we talking about certain shit, we have to come here with factual information. It's your job and your duty as a journalist or as a broadcaster to do your research. And if you don't know and you speculating, it's also your job to tell the people that you are speculating, because again, you don't want to brainwash people with your rhetoric. You don't want to preach something that's not true, because you have fans. You have mini yous. You have other platforms that are mimicking exactly what you're doing to go repeat it to their smaller audiences. Yeah. So it was unethical as a journalist what went down.
Yeah, and like we've dealt with.
And stop running towards the fire, goddammit. Shit.
and we've dealt with like situations where like obviously not as big as the scale, but there's been situations where people have called me or texted me late at night before we uploaded the morning after. Like, hey, yo, man, do you mind taking this down because it might affect some legal trouble? I'm like, all right, I understand it. I get it. Like, we deal with certain shit as journalists where if someone is saying something that's completely false, it's our job to say, or it's even our job to correct it or give our own personal opinion. Because that's really...
interject. In some level.
And having a platform, having a podcast, that's your job at the end of the day. Because, yes, we all know that at the end of the day, we come here, we talk shit. But we can't be looking like complete degenerates on this freaking show.
And idiots.
Like you guys seen it countless times. I edit certain shit out or I bleep it because like fam, like we all know that like in today's climate, when you feel like you're about to get that big promotion, a big opportunity, next thing you know, they find some freaking old clip like back in like what 2012 2015, 2016, no matter how many more years we do the podcast for, they're gonna be like, oh, remember this shit you said of how you hate such and such? And I'm like, oh fuck. But at the end of the day, control your content.
Of course.
That's one thing I would say. Control your algorithm, control your content.
Or filter your content.
I would say, and another thing I would say is everyone has the right to censor their own content in their own way. But at the end of the day, to get your point across, you can do it without offending anybody else.
That's the bigger point, which I agree with.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's pretty much it because we literally almost had an hour already.
Really?
Yeah, like 56 minutes.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we've been arguing for about 30 minutes.
That's good. Actually,
I had another topic, but then again, that would go on a whole another freaking rant.
I like those moments where we get passionate like that because this is how it be on the phone. That's what people don't see because like when we going back and forth, all right, nigga, I'm gonna crack your ass tomorrow when I see you. Hey, Matter of fact, I'm not gonna let you know what I'm about to say. But that's my goal. Actually, this is a perfect moment. This has always been one of my goals with this platform. Mm-hmm. As far as like we don't need to talk about 10 different topics for the hour. We can talk about 2 solid topics that we feel strongly about and go back and forth. And I feel like the people that are watching this at home could pick a side and resonate and give, comment and submit their own takeaway from this episode.
Because there's always, depending on where you're watching it from, I'm pretty sure where Cheech is watching this from, he's around people who's like, oh man, that soft ass nigga Gary with that soft ass perspective. And there's gonna be some people who'd be like, oh, why is Cheech thinking like that? Oh, he's such a guy. It's always different perspectives. But like literally the best conversations is when like when both parties have different opinions.
Yeah.
Because if we just agree with each other for an hour,
it would make good content. And
it would just be boring. It would just
it wouldn't be a conversation. It would be more like a monologue or a dialogue is when 2 people talk. A monologue is where you just all right, it sounds the same. It's one flow. So wow, that was dope.
Yeah, man.
I go by the name of Cheech, aka I talk too much.
Oh shit. That 50 Cent topic wasn't even on the list today.
Oh man, aka I like to do things on the fly sometimes. Aka I appreciate every single one of y'all that watch, listen, stream, and support this platform in any way, shape, or form. I'm studying and learning TikTok. We getting more feedback on TikTok. So yeah, just pay attention to that. I'm gonna find a way to get into Amazon as well, to kind of infiltrate what they got going on over there, because they got a big, that's one of the biggest companies in the world that I would love to be a part of it before Jeff Bezos reaches $1 trillion.
Allegedly, he's taking Swap Shop from us, allegedly.
Oh yeah. Oh, you know what? We're gonna talk about that next week. We're gonna do a research and come here informed next week to kind of talk about this.
Hey man, I go by the name of Gary, aka In Gary Trust, aka sneaker fashion streetwear enthusiast, aka family is the most important thing on this God-given planet.
That's true. You ain't shit without a strong foundation, I should say. Exactly. We love y'all. Yeah. Keep supporting. We go by the name of
These Are the Aesthetics.
And we'll see y'all next week.
Exactly. Later.